You're my turn. Rough in 11, huh?
All right, look at all you. You're just going to full send it and sit on the floor. All right, well, thank you for volunteering to work with our youngest children at Summer Blast. I want to make sure that you know that just because they're our youngest, don't mistake them for less important. There's a really good chance that this week we're going to have some little ones who this is their first experience with church, like ever, because they're so small. And so that's an incredible opportunity to share Jesus with our littlest ones. So our preschool program is going to be busy and fun. We have 3 rotations in preschool as opposed to elementary, which has 2. And so our preschool rotations are going to, after they come in from the worship, we're going to come in here. And so if you've been in this class on a Sunday morning, you know, but we're going to come in here and instead of doing worship, we're just going to do our Bible memory verse, which this year I wrote it down. It is, love one another just as I have loved you. I have not learned the hand motions yet. We will work on that and learn them together. So we're going to practice our memory verse when we come in here. We're going to try to get them to sit in their color groups. We'll see how that one goes. And then we're going to watch our Bible story video, and then I'm going to tell the Bible story. And then we're going to break out into preschool rotations. So we are going to have one rotation in here, and this is going to be the craft room. So this is where our preschool craft will go. So one group will stay in here. One group is going to go outside. We're going to have part of that area fenced off for preschool. It's just a little like mesh thing. It's a visual boundary for them. Like they could go underneath it. But sometimes for preschoolers, all you need is just that visual, and they're just less likely to break it. And so that will be our outside game rotation. That will be led by Jenny here. And then we have our inside fun / potty rotation led by Miss Amanda. And that is going to be a designated time where you will take a group potty, and then you will go back to those classrooms, and Miss Amanda will have fun activities for you. We really encourage you to make everyone try to go potty then, even if they've been in the last half hour, because they are preschoolers. And there's a really good chance that if you offer them the opportunity to go potty, they will take it. And then they are not doing it at some inopportune moment, like when you were trying to lead a small group, which they might do that too, but we're going to try to prevent that. And so as they rotate through each center, your job is to be their guide, is to be their friend, is to hold their hand, is to help them feel comfortable if they are sad or scared or overwhelmed. Your goal is to share the love of Jesus with them. So a good thing to do with your preschoolers as you are moving around with them is to make up like a fun little chant for them. Like, we are the blue team and we love Jesus. Or, red, red, let's go red. And you can have them chant it while they're marching around. That just kind of helps them to stay focused. Have them hold hands with a buddy while you are moving around. We're trying to keep the preschool as close as possible. Your exit for outside rotations is going to be over here. So we're trying to minimize how far you have to go with these little ones. They're a little squirrely sometimes, prone to unexpected movements, but they are so much fun. So we have 3 rules in the preschool classroom, and 3 rules that we will utilize for Summer Blast. And it's, I will be safe, I will be kind, and I will listen. And we've been Amanda and Jenny now, because we've been doing children's ministry together for a very long time. I've never found a behavior that those 3 rules don't encompass in some way. So those are the rules that we're going to use as we remind our kids. We use walking feet because it's safe. We hold our leader's hand when we're walking down the hall because that's safe. We share our toys because that is kind. Those kinds of things. So I wanted to go over a couple of really important things, and I can put this down now. I want to go over our potty procedures for those of you who are not familiar. So only the women are going to take children into the bathroom. Little boys are going, preschool boys go into the women's restroom. And so when you have kids who go potty, They will go into the stalls by themselves, but you will not go in that stall with them. If they're little, so if they need help like getting up on the toilet or pulling their pants up and down, have them come to the door of the stall and you assist them, or you can put them on and then you step back. Also, always have a second person with you when you take them to the bathroom. It could be multiple children, it could be a junior volunteer. That's why you ideally will have 2 adult leaders per small group. So that one of you can go and take a junior volunteer to the bathroom and there's still someone left with your other preschoolers. So this is to keep the kids safe, and it's also to keep you as volunteers safe against accusations. Our last thing is what to do with discipline when you get those little ones and the preschoolers. It's past their bedtime. It just is. We're done at 8:30. A lot of them go to bed by 8 or sooner. So as the night wears on, they get tired and they're more prone to misbehavior or tantrums or whatever. Realize that we are pushing them beyond their limits. So we're going to show them extra kindness and extra grace and help them. So if you need to, we love to redirect children. So if they are wanting to color on the table, we're going to remind them, no, we're going to color on the paper. Here, let's come sit at this table. Let me help you can you find a blue crayon? So we're going to redirect and distract them. We don't do timeouts. If a kid needs to take a breath, you can take them off to the side. Take a time out with them. We don't want to isolate a child. We want them to know that they are loved and that everyone feels overwhelmed or angry or sad or frustrated sometimes. And so you can sit there with them and experience that emotion with them. You can let them know, I can see you're really angry right now. I can see you're really sad right now or frustrated. Let's take a minute and let's practice some breathing to help us calm down. You can tell them to smell their soup and cool it off. And you can have them do that 5 times. You'd be amazed at how well that calms the little one down. If you have little one who is just tantruming off the rails, you cannot handle it, that's when you will call me. And I will come and I will help you with that little one. I will take them for a walk. I will help them calm down, any of that. So if you ever feel overwhelmed and you're like, this little one is too much, I will come and step in for a little bit. And you can also let me know. If you have a little one, you might have a little one who needs a one-on-one buddy. And so as small group leaders, you can assign a person to be a junior volunteer to be a one-on-one buddy. And so that means that they hold their hand. They sit with them. They help them with the craft. Audrey is really good at that, being a one-on-one buddy with some of her very, very busy little ones. So that just helps them to succeed. So for our preschool program, this is where it gets this is where it's new for us. So after they've done their rotations, we are going to move them back to the main worship center. They're going to need to sit in their color squares. Yes.
So when they go into rotation, they have free time to go outside and just play and...
No, we're going to have structured activities for them. Aside from like water play day, Miss Jenny will do a few games, or we'll do some water and then she'll do some games. And if they can't handle it and they just want to play in the water, they can play in the water and you can get them to say their memory verse while they're splashing each other. We're just flexible, especially with these little ones. All right, so back to the closing. So once we've done our rotations, when you're done with your last rotation, you will go to your color areas in the front, in your taped off areas. You're gonna have a journal and prayer portion in your small group folder. And so it's just a little review of the day. You'll say the memory verse with the kids. You'll recap the story. There'll be a little prompt for you to write out some things with them. I don't know exactly what it's in this one, but like we do this on Sundays. And so it might be like they're learning about thanking God. And so this week they're thanking God for food. So each kid will list out what their favorite food is. And you'll write down, Sarah likes mac and cheese and Amy likes grapes. And then you're just going to close it in with a prayer and and dear God, we thank you for grapes and mac and cheese and all these things. So you're going to model for the kids how to pray. You're going to give the kids an opportunity to pray. They may say yes, they may say no, but you're going to leave that up to them. all while you are, while they are eating their snack. And I know this sounds crazy, but with preschoolers, they actually focus better when they're eating their snack rather than just expecting them to sit still. And then we'll have the skit and the worship. And then the parents are going to come. So we are going to give all the kids a backpack on the first night. And we're going to label it with their names. That will happen in this room for preschool. And so they're going to put their crafts in it. If they bring a water bottle, we're going to put their water bottles in it. If they bring a jacket or a towel, we're going to put those things in it. And they will carry those things with them from group to group, which also means you might carry them with you. Your junior volunteers might carry them with you from group to group. But all of their stuff is going to go in there, and then it will go home with them. And we're going to remind the parents to please send them back with their backpacks so that we can refill them. That may or may not happen. We're hopeful that it does. But that will, I know Miss Amanda's like, not so sure about that one. But hopefully they will. And there's one more thing that I want to go over, is that when we hand out snack for the kids, on their name tags, it will be listed if they have any allergies. So make sure that you check, just as your child comes in the first time, make sure there's no allergies. We will always have gluten-free, dairy-free fruit snacks. We utilize those in the classroom all the time. So if a little one says like, oh, I can't have these cookies, or you look and you say you can't have them, well, they get to have fruit snacks. So we do have something that's okay for most kids. Yeah, and I do let parents know they can bring their own snack. If they're really severe, then we can do that. And the other thing is, we're going to encourage and ask parents to bring labeled water bottles for their children. It gets hot, they're moving around, they're thirsty. So they need to bring their own water bottles. We want them to be pre-labeled. They may not do that. We will have Sharpies and tape in the classroom where you can write their name on it and put it on there. We do not allow plastic water bottles with lids, like screw top lids, disposables, because those little lids are a major choking hazard. So they are not allowed in the classroom. And I'm going to say, adults, that's going to go for you too. I really don't want them in the classroom, because you set them down and you forget it and you don't screw the lid on tight and a kid picks it up, and then we've got an emergency. So please bring your own water bottles to use, refillable, whatever, just not those screw lids that could kill a child. Does anyone have any questions? I think that's all I've got for preschool.
So if a kid is having an emergency, let's just say in theory, what would we do? Like go to an adult and let them know? Right.
So as a junior volunteer, you will always be with an adult. And so if there is an emergency, if it's an honest, actual emergency, you will call 911. Like if a child is choking on a water bottle lid because they've somehow gotten a hold of one, we will call 911. And then we will have someone who knows first aid try to help them. So like, okay. I am registered with, I have my CPR certification, and I know how to do that. I'm sure Miss Amanda does too. Miss Jenny, you probably do too, right?
It probably expired, but I did.
Probably expired, but you at least have the training.
I do
right?
know it, yes. And we do the Heineken.
Yeah. Right. Or you swipe, and yep. So that's what you would do in an emergency. If it's not like a call 911 type of emergency, of course you're going to let your adult leader know that you're with, but also that's what the security team are for. They're trained for those kinds of things. If you're like, oh, okay, I think that this kid might have broken their arm. Well, that's not a 911. That's let a security guard, let Miss Jen know, and then we're going to call the parents because we have all their emergency contact info on file. So we will reach out to the parents and let them know. Same thing if a little one is suddenly sick, and you can just tell they're not feeling well and their head feels warm and they just want to lay down and sleep. You let the adult know, and then the adult will let me know. Or the adult might say, hey, Doug, go find Miss Jen and tell her. And then you would go and do that.
Thank you.
Makes it clear?
Yeah, thank you. I was just wondering.
Any more questions? Do you have a question, AJ? Oh. All right. Anything else? If not, that is it. Thank you guys so much for being here.